What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I would like to welcome you to my podcast, the House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about rootwork, conjure, tarot culture, astrology, and a little bit of everything in between. Now, if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you for stopping through, and I appreciate all my new subscribers for showing me love and support. And thank you to the OGs for continuing to support and engage with my content as well. You know I love you so. Now, speaking of engaging and supporting, don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it can help. Today we are tapping into a Friday Cush Almanac, and I'm coming to you guys on the full YouTube and the podcast platforms because we have some very significant transits rather, that I want to discuss with you all today. Now, if you would like to join in on the Daily Cush Almanac, you guys can join my Patreon Tribe Talk tier, and there you get a daily Cush Almanac with the transits, rootwork, and conjure guidance, as well as a collective tribe reading for the day. So get in where you fit in, grab your pencil, grab your paper, and I hope that this message helps someone out today on their journey. So first things first, today is Friday. It's ruled by Venus. And if you know anything about Venus, it's very good for finances, money work and partnerships, just like the days that we love to put on those types of strategies for Wednesdays and Thursdays. Fridays is good as well. Now, what one might do on a Friday could coincide heavily with glamour workings and mirror magic as well. Now, glamour is about more than beauty. It's about more than how you look. And, I'm thinking as I'm actually saying this off the dome, I'm thinking that I want to dig a little bit deeper in terms of what glamour means for an evolved hustler or an entrepreneur or small business as you build and get ready to grow on your journey. So stay tuned for that, because that just came to me. I need to dig more deeply into that, because we kind of touched the surface of that quite a bit, and that's something that I most definitely will be digging a little bit deeper into for 2026, because as we plan and strategize, depth is just honestly what you need. You can't get very far without that. So I'm done kind of scratching the surface of things in order to propel us, right? Or just, slow motion better than no motion. But not even that, just to give you like a steady growth, a foundation. So yeah, more life. Okay, now let's get into what these transits are going through today. Now, today's biggest transit is the Mars Kazimi in Capricorn. Now, a Kazimi in itself is when a planet is in the heart of the sun. So it's literally within a very tight orbit of a solar conjunction. And instead of being weakened or combusting, the planet's energy becomes purified, empowered, and amplified by the sun's light. Now, it's considered a pretty high frequency window for manifestations, clarity, initiations that are going to be aligned with the universe's cosmic will. Okay, so that's what we got going on today. And I feel like with today being a very potent day for mirror magic and glamour work is, who's to say an identity shift is going to be high on the menu for if you are looking to get your business and yourself started, because we've been talking quite a bit about lore. I posted some things about destiny, fate, and lineage on Patreon, so just kind of getting you started to push in. So today is a good day to tap into that. Now, in terms of how we will be approaching that from an almanac, okay, let's discuss details. Now, the Mars is in the heart of the sun, right? The sun is conjunct Mars at 19 degrees Capricorn, and Mars is becoming purified and strengthened through its conjunction, right? Now, with Capricorn amplifying this, like, right, you're pulling in structure, strategy, discipline, as well as long-term ambition. So instead of a chaotic Martian aggressive, just impulsive vibe, this Kazimi is inviting very strategic willpower, deliberate assertion, and it's very much focused in on movement towards your tangible goals, things you can see. I like my money where I can see it type vibes, right? Now, the energetic flavor in terms of this for Rootwork are going to be Mars is purified by the solar power. My bad, y'all. Mars is purified by the solar fire, which is the clean, cutting type of energy you need to get things done. Capricorn's discipline is tapping in, which is sustained, grounded intention. And then you have that Kazimi clarity, which is access to your higher will, soul-aligned actions. Now, this, again, is not about chaotic battle energy, which is really what Mars is for. You know, Mars is typically on that go run up, get done up type team. Now, if you're not, familiar with the language, if you have to ask, you'll never know. But just to put it plainly for you, Mars is about war, aggression, things like that. So this is a very strategic art of war type of moment, art of seduction type of moment, if you want to put in the Venus energy. So you're not just flying off the handle, just jumping off the porch, doing what you got to do. So this is illuminating drive that is ready for empowered Conjure. Now, the transits that are going to be supporting this energy today are going to be Venus opposite Jupiter, with Jupiter going through, Cancer, and then we got Venus in Capricorn. Now, Venus's energy is forming a tension axis with Jupiter's heart versus expansion, values versus emotional safety. Now, this can be on bring overextension in terms of emotional, financial, or relational energy if it's not grounded. You want to use your Rootwork protection on your aspirations and maybe an altar candle for a balanced desire before working with that Mars forces type of energy today, right? Now, the moon in itself has shifted into Libra, which is sensitizing us to fairness, harmony, and relationships dynamics that are bringing a softer counter to the intense Mars / sun type of energy. Now, in Rootwork, this points towards justice, balance, and equitable outcomes, especially when it's paired with that focused Mars intention, like, hey, I am laser focused on what I want. I'm making sure it comes out right. And I've got that Libra energy, just kind of not making it seem like I'm in here what we call guerrilla hustling. No, you're not necessarily guerrilla hustling today. Think of it again as art of seduction, art of war type vibes, right? Now, Rootwork and Conjure is, focusing on the strategic will and sovereign action, okay? You're going to be doing things like not focusing on chaotic impulse, very purposeful force, crafting workings around courage, direction, cutting through confusion, releasing hesitation, and manifesting with intention, okay? Now, here is a affirmation that you might want to use in terms of that. I declare and I decree by the sun's clear flame, my will stands sharp, sovereign, and resolute. As I will it, so mote it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Now, you will also want to focus in on a possible candle working, which is going to be the solar Mars Kazimi candle working. I am going to post that for you guys earlier in the day on Patreon and my other subscription services, so that you know what your shopping list should look like. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be insider action there, buddy. But it will be up there for you guys. Now, in terms of chakra and like body focused work today, Mars energy is driving the root and solar plexus chakras, which again are connected to your will, your action, and your personal power. Now, you want to focus on grounding rituals, right? Earth, salt, fortified herbs, coupled with any Mars herbs. So that's going to be like cinnamon, fiery herbs. You might want to do some cloves, chili pepper, depending on what you got going on, you know what I mean? And solar herbs, which bay for clarity, things like that. Now, these can help you focus this Kazimi energy where it might feel stuck. Now, collectively right now, this again is shifting us into, okay, we've got our strategic action aligned with our higher will. Now, this is the universal permission slip to act with intention rather than reaction. You're going to be rooted in purpose, not chaos, which is funny because I have like beautiful chaos tattooed on my foot. And it is the right foot, which you know, that's your power foot. So that's your power, you step, you know, so very funny. That I had that there. Funny, not haha, but funny, ironic, if you will. But how this is feeling in terms of us as a society, as the world. Where you from? Brooklyn? No, the world. Okay. Now, this is bold strategic choices. This is, you know, things wrapped in ambition with structural clarity. This is tension between how you want to act versus what emotionally just feels safe. It's about reevaluation of old patterns that just no longer serve your growth. And this is pairing beautifully with root work that honors ancestral strategy, courage, and discipline manifestation. Okay. Now, what we have here is a very unique moment, and I would be in addition to this because, you know, I do believe in getting what needs to be done. If you have your to-do list today, working on tackling those energies, but also, you know, get into your vision boarding today, get into your Pinteresting today. I heard a very good tip that instead, y'all know how we love to pick up our phones after, of course, you've done your rising, you know, routines ideally, but you know, we like to pick up our phones. We like to get on like TikTok and scroll, and I'm not gonna hold you, or other places and scroll. I'm not gonna hold you. I do come across some decent information. It's not always like junk, you know what I mean? But in terms of you strategically building a life that you desire, like even if you build your timeline like brick by brick, right? Try the idea of, and I don't know this guy's name, but very good point, because I do most of my vision boards on Pinterest anyway, right? And click them to private, which I do. So put them on private because you don't need everybody seeing what you're doing. And, you know, your other boards, just ideas and stuff, that can be public. But these vision boards, you can set them to private. And instead of like doom scrolling in the rising and getting everybody else's energy, you can get on your own Pinterest board and start to work on it, build it, and the life that you desire, like indulging in that before you set out in the world. Like similar to meditation, just there are so many different ways, like, you know, as the old folks say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know, we can provide you with the framework and the skeleton, but the meat and potatoes of it all is very much on you, your life, your culture, you know, what it is that you desire, what it is that you need, what it is that you want. So never ever forget to add those elements into any spiritual practice or any coaching or you know, vibe. Just don't forget that part, your spells, whatever. And I tell y'all that all the time. I got so many spells for you guys on my digital grimoire on Patreon, but you should always add your own razzle dazzle to your book of shadows. Now, your book of shadows is your private team. The grimoire is just like maybe what you leave the family, what you don't mind, you know, sharing with your coven or your tribe or your peeps at, you know, whatever. So just also, consider that. It's very much the framework of it all, right? So that's the same team. Now, let's see if I'm missing anything with these transits. Because yesterday was quite rigid in terms of the moon being in Virgo, which is my sister sign. And I'm so glad we got a Virgo. No shade to the Virgos that's listening, because I have Virgo in a very specific place in my chart. And baby, OMG, some days I be like, why did you make me like this, Spirit? Jesus. Okay, so we're still having about 3 retrogrades right now, which is slowing down, taking time to review what's going on in the life. So we got Jupiter in Cancer retrograding, we've got Uranus in Taurus retrograding, and we've got the North Node in Pisces, which is also retrograding right now. So those are areas of opportunity where you're being called to slow down, take some review, refine, and see if these things fit, or what triggers you, if it's, personal life, what triggers these are bringing up, so you can do the necessary work before those planets go direct, like a reevaluation, a pop quiz, if you will, right? But yeah. So, Libra Moon, softening the rigidness up, because we got about the Sun in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn, good loud. Then you got Saturn in Pisces, so it's like, do the work to have your dreams in that Uranus and Taurus situation. Lilith is in Scorpio. Let's look at the other transits. So we've got quite a few 0 degrees type of moments, and this is raw energy, absolute power. Sun, like that Kazimi energy like we talked about, is conjuncting both Venus and Mars at 0 degrees. The Sun is opposing Jupiter in Cancer right now, retrograding at 0 degrees as well. Not necessarily wanting to deal with those feelings and those emotions that are coming up, and it's far and wide, but again, those triggers are here to help you, not hurt you. We're also looking at Venus conjuncting Mars at 0 degrees and opposing Jupiter in Cancer, retrograde at 3 degrees, and again, Mars is in Capricorn. So you don't want to be too hard, you don't want to be too rigid. Give yourself grace. Maybe take you some breaks. Like I said, explore more mediums of strategy and different spiritual methods, like I said, the whole little doing your vision board via the Pinterest, or meditating via grounding with your music, instead of just, everybody can't do it quietly, so you just got to do what's right for you. Now, the North Node is sextile. North Node in Pisces is sextile Mercury in Capricorn, which I've already, 0 degrees, which I've already expressed to you guys. I feel like that's like a very good place for those things to be. That's why that sextile energy is there, giving you that opportunity to kind of find that harmony. You need a little bit of water with that earth to kind of give it growth, so it doesn't dry out, so it doesn't become like broken down and not flexible, so just enough to give it what it needs to grow and find like that North Star, that North Node mode. Okay, now Lilith in Sagittarius is also sextile Pluto in Aquarius, and that's at 0 degrees, so that's an amazing thing. We've talked about the idea of you finding that liberation and using those triggers and that shadow work to really do what needs to be done to change the trajectory of your life. You're being refined for new timelines. You're being refined for a revolution. The revolution will not be televised, or maybe it will be, baby, because we love ourselves from social media and television. Even though people saying, you know what I'm noticing, life is, and I'm a very open-minded person, so I feel like I can say this, life is about perspective, and you got one group of people that are having one experience, and then you got another group of people that's having another experience, and another group of people that's having another experience. Like, you will find that a lot of people are kind of in flow state now collectively with this Uranus and Taurus thing retrograding. We are experiencing quite a bit of drama when it comes to resistance to new, systems and government processes, and people not necessarily trusting in what's going on. There's just so much, and that's, with the woman, God rest her soul, that was assassinated. By the ice that, he shot her in the face, trigger warning. And, that's been a big thing. She's one of our sisters from another mister. And what I think about that is that's something that's worldwide. That's an issue. And we have a lot of people like now, everybody gets their rage in and they're like, okay, what are we going to do? Stop doing this and stop doing that and stop talking about this. And, y'all too worried about the materialistic thing. But then, and not to say these people don't care or whatever, but I'm also noticing as I peruse through my social media networks, I'm like, well, damn, people talk about the aspect of wealth and, this luxury living, premium living vibe. But there are people that are in those arenas that are closing themselves off, and they are still speaking and doing and living. And it's not really the end all be all if you think it will. They're living from an entirely different perspective. They're not living in the same timeline as we are on a personal level. And I just think like people forget that about life in general. Yeah, people forget about that life in general. Some people are anti-AI. Then I get on certain systems and they training, they putting out degrees and workshops, and you can get this degree in AI, you can do this like that. It's not just like Mr. what his name is in American Gods, Mr. Tech Boy. It's just like Prometheus with the fire, and then he went to telephones, then he went to elevators, then you made cars, then you had trains, planes, and automobiles. It's really not going anywhere. Now, where does it stop, and how does it become more ethical? Like, that's the way I think of it. Like, I would hope that at some point they can do it more of a ethical way, where it's not like taking out whole communities and modern day slavery and fucking up people's resources. Pardon my French say, but I will hope it will get to that point. But do I think it's actually going anywhere? No. And you're talking to a girl that's had a Apple, and I'm probably aging myself right now. I had an Apple computer when it was like the green words. It was the green words across the screen, bro. Like we had one. And so I love technology. Like, I was literally thinking, if you know anything about like the Apple phones and products now, they are integrated with ChatGPT. So I don't know if y'all got iPhones, y'all did the updates. I don't know how y'all systems is working. But now the AI is like right in the phone. That's what I mean. I'm like, you can, unless you finna put it all the way down. Some people are saying they are. But real revolution, I'm going to say something polarizing. It's about trying to find that balance, Libra energy, and that space where you can, have this advancement, but at the same time, again, you're not taking entire people off the map behind it. So we got to find that like sweet spot. But I was looking at my phone earlier, and they do this thing now where, if I guess it's a prompt or not, but your phone, if you have an Apple phone, you got reminders and stuff, or like Evolved Hustlers, it's almost like a little assistant or intern, and you don't have to pay. I fucking love it. Like, I live it. Like, it based on like your notes, things you search, your calendar. You will look up, give it a couple days, you will look up, and chat and Siri will be done put all of your lists together, subcategorize you, suggestions on what you might want to do based on all these notes. And I'm a like notes app type of girl. Like, I go in my reminders, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good suggestion. Oh my God, I fucking love it. I love the fact that I can pass off the information from device to device. Like, I'm a girl out here, like I said, I had an Apple computer before it was like a normal screen. So I love technology and I love the advancement of it, but we need that sweet spot. So I'm gonna kind of be like, with it at this point. But a lot of people might not want to hear that. Just like people don't want to hear, like, people like, oh, we don't care about the ultra wealthy. We don't care what they're doing, eat the rich, etc., etc. Then you got a whole nother side of social media where people are literally like saying, and not just like rich people, like normal people are literally saying, I want to see what they doing because that's the lifestyle that I aspire to live. I want to know what's going on with them because I'm interested in products. I'm interested in lifestyle, where they traveling. You know what I'm saying? I want to be going to these circles and these networking events. You got a whole side of spirituality that's on that type of time. Like, life, I guess the biggest thing, if I could put it out there, the revolution will not be televised, and life is about perspective. Now, where you land in all of that is really going to be about your personal values, what you want out of life, and things of that nature. So that's my random culture rant for today, because I see so much of that, and people be like, dead set. They be like, oh, oh, nobody cares, we don't care. So, yes, they do. I watched somebody, like, Soulja Boy was doing, I ain't gonna say he wasn't doing nothing. And Becca Bloom don't normally come across my timeline. She's not like my typical content, but people fucking love her. Like, y'all keep talking about that girl, all you want that woman. You keep talking about that woman, all you want to. People love her, and they don't care. Okay? They don't care. She's not she just randomly came across my timeline once, and like people were talking about her. But she's like, and then back to Soulja Boy. Like, he's what you would consider rich. I wouldn't consider it. Would I consider Soulja Boy wealthy? Yeah, I don't think so. He would more be like, rich. But baby, people was watching him, just like we had the conversation the other day about Saucy Santana and Tamar Braxton going on live, and people like, oh, we don't want to see you eat, we don't want to see you on here, that is a fucking lie. Pardon my French. That is a lie. That is a lie from the pits of hell. That is a lie. People will sit up and talk to them folks while they are unboxing their products, their skincare. People will sit up and talk to them about what they're eating, where they're going. It don't matter what level they on. And this is even not even the wealthy. Like, I'm running across people that's just normal, day to day, 9-to-5ers with mundane living. They getting on there doing what they do, just dancing, doing whatever. So my thing, I think, again, I'll circle back around, culture talk. You just got to do you and start worrying about what's on everybody else's fucking plate. I think that's where a lot of people energetically are going to miss the boat. Like, stop trying to police what other people are doing and worry about what's going on in your own tribe. And I think that's, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, right? It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be, baby. But these people are going to wear. Soulja Boy was just dancing, doing random shit. I told y'all Mr. Bean came across my timeline, and he was being a clown, just doing what he want to do. And do you think the normal people were not gifting these people, giving these people little galaxies and stars? And they were. They spit in my left folk just do what they want to do. Okay, thanks. I think. And the people who were like overly focused on policing others and, well, you shouldn't be doing this and da-da-da-da. Baby, you're going to give yourself some sort of stroke or some sort of, medical issue, stressed out, because these folks couldn't care less, okay? As the world turns, and I'm not trying to say it's all inherently correct or wrong. I'm just saying it's what it is. It's reality. So focus on what brings you, what brings you joy and what your purpose is, right? You want to talk about social issues, start focusing more on social issues and politics and shit, and that should start coming across your timeline a whole lot more. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Want to start focusing on business and entrepreneurship, you fine-tune your timeline to start only digesting that. Trust, that'll be what comes across. I'm telling y'all now. That's what that algorithm be telling on people. Let me open the door, open the roads. I left my bell across the room today, y'all. I don't feel like going over there to get confirmation. But I did not, Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and start the collective reading today. Okay, thanks. Thank you so much to my spirits for opening the roads, my divine counsel for opening the roads for me on behalf of the tribe. Thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. Thank you so much for the gift. You know I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you have for us today, y'all? Yeah. So I just think it's about you. And a lot of people have been struggling with identity crisis and, herd mentality, like group think type shit. Like they think everybody's supposed to think the same exact way. And we're all supposed to, let's make the world a better place. Michael Jackson face ass. Like, no, babes. Now, I think that it doesn't really matter. I like what I like, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. I like what I like, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, like most people. Do I live most of my life out loud? Yeah, I do. And do I choose to wear a mask to protect some sort of image? No, I do not. Do I have social conscious? Do I feel like we should be doing something about, collectively? I don't think it's smart to be posting that you doing workings and stuff outside of your cousins and your tribes on, social media. I don't think you should be putting that type of information out there. So, no, that when I do something, it's going to be a thing. But most people just are consumers. It's weird. Because you'll talk and you'll say, okay, everybody, let's come do these workings so that we can have community support. And nobody won't say shit. But when you say you finna do some sort of money working, money drawing, prosperity, roll up, then everybody got something to say. So I'm just like, ain't finna worry the hell out of me. Ain't finna zora near your hearse than me. Now I'm gonna put the information out there for you. What you do with it is your concern. But I did create a higher level of access to my tribe for people who want to do the real work. Because I'm not going to keep putting that type of information out for public consumption and people are not doing nothing with it. So, yeah, I was probably an abolitionist in my last life or lifetime at some point. So there are social things I want to do, but I will be doing them on a very secret society type of basis moving forward, because a lot of people be all talk, no action. That's what they be on, baby. And that's not what type I'm about real results. And I'm also about living well, okay? I think it's a disgrace one of the greatest writers of our time, died without a fucking headstone, and she wasn't honored for real until she was posthumous, which, somehow that's how it be. Basquiat. Not, I'm talking about Zora Neale Hurston previous, but I'm also speaking about Basquiat. Basquiat, he was musing with Andy Warhol, but he really just came to be, big posthumously. And I know that's kind of a thing, but that don't make it right. That don't make it right, which is again why I created the Evolved Hustler, because that don't make it right, shit. Just because it's what we've always done. But everybody got their thing. Anyway, let's see what these guides are talking about. But yeah, do I think working should be done on murderers and child predators and women abusers and stuff? Yeah, I do. I most definitely do. Fight for your right, babes. Fight for your right. But now I'm focusing more on making sure I'm in the right spaces and places to like make real change actually happen. That makes sense? Not just hooting and hollering. Okay. All right, past energy, spirit. Yeah, we got the 9 of Sticks in the upright for the past, present. I've got the 3 of Coins in the reverse, collective. I've got a Tower. Oh my God, y'all, what y'all got going on today? The Big House. Near future. I've got the Dr. Grant in reverse. A Virgo is here. Virgo before Virgo season or Virgo moon. Overall, I've got the 8 of Pentacles or 8 of Coins in the upright. Oh my. Well, let's see what Spirits is saying. Now, someone here is being protected here after a situation didn't work out over the past 3 years. Maybe you could have lost some sort of employment or business deal here, and you could be noticing a tower. You could be stepping into a tower, and all towers aren't bad though, y'all. So there's some sort of exposure coming in before this Virgo moon or Virgo season, or there could be a Virgo involved. Take it where it resonates. And maybe somebody's experiencing a tower because they wouldn't commit to the long-term goal with this 8 of Coins. This is an 8-year process that you've been dealing with here. Let me see. Okay. What is this? What are we protecting ourselves from? Protecting your plan, protecting your vision. I got the Father of Sticks in the upright, fire sign masculine energy here. Protecting your plan, protecting your vision, protecting yourself actively in the physical realm. Yeah, because someone here is missing some details. Them bones in reverse, Judgment here. Judgment, Libra energy. Protecting oneself because there is some sort of action Jackson going on here that maybe you didn't want to face. Somebody doesn't want to face this. I just heard also protecting you from yourself. Take it where it resonates. Confirmation. Double confirmation. Cancer could be significant. Somebody refuses to see something and they just keep going. Cancer could be significant here. They just keep going. They refuse to make better decisions. They just keep going. And someone here is just destroying their relationships, destroying their personal life. 5 of Baskets in reverse. A point of no return. There is someone who is very delusional. They could be under some sort of substances here. Again, they're very emotional. This person is not thinking clearly at all. Somebody could be under judgment, and because of some things they consistently do, and they've basically destroyed their personal life with some sort of illusion, delusion, or habits. Yeah, there's some habits. Yeah, someone just would refuse to listen to the plan. This is I got a Father of Knives in the reverse. This person refused to get it together. There could be a karmic air sign masculine here that could be going through some sort of delusion or mental health. Trigger warning. Be going through some sort of mental health because their relationships, their lives are being destroyed. They're experiencing a significant change with that 5 energy here. They could, Ace of Knives. It could be in some sort of legal trouble because that came out in the reverse. They could be going through some sort of legal trouble. They could have told some sort of lie. Illusions and delusions, baby. Yeah, somebody could have lied. So we have this Sagittarius, masculine energy. Somebody's being protected here. Your spirits is watching over your ass, baby. Because with the fools and babies, God protecting the fools and babies around here. You may have projected something or started to do something and then realized it was a bad decision to keep going. Yeah, because someone could have been trying to wrap you up in a mess. Yeah, somebody was being manipulative. They were lying to you. And you realize what was real. Sagittarius could be significant. You could be a Sagittarius masculine energy here. Take it where it resonates. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so you ended some sort of partnership, and then we got the Ace of Pentacles here. Maybe you could have lost this job or decided not to work with this person and start out on a new journey this year. That was the smartest shit you ever could have done, okay? Tell me about this tower. I know we're all in anticipation. Yeah, somebody's battling through a tower, possibly an Aries, Emperor energy here. I got heavy masculine energy in the Chizat. Okay, heavy masculine energy. Someone's battling a tower. Yeah, they're fighting. You could have been chosen not to walk away, or they didn't want you to walk away with the free man in reverse. Yeah, they didn't want you to walk away, so they tried to give you some sort of option. They tried to give you some sort of option here. Somebody didn't want you to walk away. They could have gave you an opportunity. But then there's this Mother of Baskets energy here. Who is this? Mother of Baskets. You use your intuition, or you could have consulted with a psychic. Consult with a psychic. Hello. About your next moves and what you should do. You could have been battling this tower. You say, hey, let me talk to somebody. Yeah, somebody was being stubborn in regards to their business moves or their plans. This Father of Coins in reverse here. This person could have been quite stubborn because they didn't want to lose their stability. This could have been you. You weren't really sure what you were going to do. Four of Sticks in reverse. Yeah, you could have been losing out on some sort of money, or whoever this King of Pentacles energy is losing some sort of financial money. They're losing their gain. There could have been theft involved here. Somebody refused to walk away from some sort of opportunity or chance. Again, could have involved a Mother of Baskets, or you could have just consulted this person about your next move. But somebody recently did something that was very selfish, very stubborn, and it has caused them some sort of loss or delay here. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This could be someone that you were friends with, someone that you definitely cared about. Threes are very significant. Three of Baskets. Then we got that Three of Coins. Lost out on an opportunity. Declined an opportunity to get more. Tell me about the Dr. Grant in reverse. That's the Hermit, guys. Virgo. Yeah, it's coming out. Someone was just not in the past, this Virgo energy. Someone's not committed to their long-term goals because maybe this just wasn't stable to them. They just didn't see the value in it, and they chose to let go of this idea, let go of this plan 9 weeks ago. Yeah, they chose to let go of this plan and do something that was a little bit more righteous, do something that was more upstanding, held more value with the High Priest here, Bishop C.H. Mason. And this change to do the right thing, to do what brings you value, to do what really, focus like we was talking about with the Kazimi energy, long-term goals, you know what I'm saying? It takes strength to do that. We've got Leo energy here as well as Taurus. Yeah, of your self-worth and your value. You have to let go of the instability, not putting time into your goals, things that don't bring you value, things that don't bring you stability here. Yeah, in order for you to focus on the long term. So you've got some people that are kind of tight with you about the fact that you chose a route that this time, you're a little bit more seasoned. You got a little bit more lorries in your life, a little bit more garlic and herb. You're not simply salt and peppering it through life. And, y'all know how I do. But, yeah, so somebody not then feeling some type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? They feeling some type of way. Like, why you ain't... we missed the old you. What Jay-Z said, you think I work this hard to stay the same, baby? No. So, yeah, you're focused in on high value. You're focused in on long term. You're focused in on real generational things, so you decline these. You decline this so you could step forward onto a new journey, and it is going to fare you well. That tower kind of had me worried, but maybe you saw the tower you were fighting. That's why I say all towers not bad towers, you know what I mean? So you could have seen shit for what it was, and you realized what you was up against, and you like, I don't think so. I know they're right. Sometimes you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them. Discernment is gonna be your best asset this year. Knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them. You can't stand there too long, but you also can't just run up like, okay, you know. On the business tip, on the life tip, sometimes you gotta know when to run and when to pause. Yes. So let's see what the guides have to say. I'm gonna keep my team brief. Let's see what they have to say, y'all. Good Lord. Love doing these readings with you guys. I have to be honest. It's probably the one thing that I will always still do. Because I love it. I like reading these little cards. So now we got the King of Wands in the upright. They came out twice. So this is giving very masculine fire sign energy, very active energy, very heavy on the making a damn decision. You know what I'm saying? Being conscious. You know, we got that Mars energy. So I'm not surprised. You know, making a conscious decision to get up and actually move and do. Yes, the Chariot came out. Cancer energy came out again in the same vibes. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. I can't think of the name of that song, but them lyrics just came to me as a download. Woo! But somebody is, you know, making a decision to move forward. Maybe because of this tower. The tower then came out again. There was a tower. Maybe it happened within a decision or some sort of home life. Maybe Spirit saying it was the best decision for you to make. Maybe you could have felt like it was a tower, but in the past, you just didn't want to put in the work. It wasn't worth putting in all that work. Yeah, maybe someone could have wanted a new beginning and they didn't put in the work, so now they're in regret. I see the Five of Cups here. They're in regret that they didn't take this avenue full in reverse. This person didn't take this journey. Weak here. Weak decision-making skills. Judgment in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Libra could be significant here. Yeah, somebody's in regret. They didn't take a journey. Maybe they felt too weak to go on this journey. Weak decision making. Tell me more. Yeah, weak decision making. Lost a battle. Five of Wands in the reverse. Lost a battle. Someone's upset here. Someone's hurt, upset, maybe sick. Damage, control. Page of Cups in reverse to the Nine of Wands in the upright. Yeah, damage. Somebody feels damaged. Somebody's running out of offers or opportunities. Eight of Cups. And maybe they didn't want you to know, or you don't know, God forbid. But this is the Two of Swords here presently. Yeah, there's an ending of a relationship or partnership. Two of Cups in reverse. Ending of a friendship. Yeah, ended a friendship. But it was smart. Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Because, you know, this was a very reactive sort of energy. We got the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah. This person ran out. Knight of Swords in reverse to the Three of Pentacles. Somebody didn't want to tell you. Missing out, rushing in without knowing all the details. Ending a partnership here. Baneful magic, the Magician in reverse, ending a relationship because of some sort of baneful magic, manipulation here, and that shit was going to continue if you stayed. Gemini could be significant. So the decision that you made that shit very quickly. Yeah, you did. Eight of Wands in the upright to the Three of Wands in the upright. And when you made this decision, you solidified yourself. Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, it was getting kind of scary, y'all. I ain't know. You know how they like to build a story, okay? The spirit's gonna build a story. But yeah, you did something that was more foundation focused, legacy focused. You made a decision that's going to propel you forward, because had you stayed, you would have continued to deal with this manipulative energy and you wouldn't have been able to sustain. So going into this without any sort of plan or information. It was consistent bullshit. Yeah, you're experiencing a Wheel of Fortune because you ended that. Expect that soon. Soon. Collectively, there is a loss here. Somebody's maybe lost out on some sort of family, some sort of desires in the past. 10 of Cups, because of attachment. Somebody's family member could have an attachment. The Devil, Capricorn here. Yeah, Queen of Wands in reverse hit some sort of attachment that she's hiding, some sort of manipulative energy. She could be hiding a substance abuse issue. Cancer could be significant here. And you got some offer being extended to you, or maybe under the illusion that you get an opportunity. But the Spirit says this person just wanted to see you fail, basically. I got the 7 of Wands. No. This is the 6 of Wands in reverse to the Temperance in reverse. This person just wanted to see you fail. They was trying to be in your reality, Sagittarius, in order to get you to return to a situation. Yeah, they wanted to be in your reality. So you return to this group of people. Return to this friend group. Maybe in the past you were being overly emotional. You was kind of heavily in your head. And this is what kind of hemmed you up. Hangman energy, Pisces feminine could be significant. You were overly emotional. You were worried about being caught up here. Yeah, Spirit says in the past, you need to learn not to move out of emotion. And this is how you get out of this trap. Because this cycle would have continued, you know, this cycle of ego and exposure. Leo could be significant here. So now you got someone battling with a distorted leader. Hierophant in reverse, Taurus could be significant because they're not receiving an offer when it comes to this relationship. They're stagnated in this relationship. So now someone's fighting you because their main goal here, was to emotionally manipulate you and sending maybe this King of Cups in to talk to you. So maybe you take this offer and this person failed. They weren't able to take this action and they've lost control of the situation. And now they're into a lifestyle that they don't really want. They don't want this lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle you don't want. Scorpio with the Death card energy in reverse. So you got someone that's avoided betrayal here, and now you escaped some sort of poverty, you know. So you trimming the fat, baby. Tell me about the near future. I'm gonna leave you alone. You was lethal. In the near future, you got someone experiencing some sort of injustice. This could be due to either somebody could be experiencing some sort of injustice in Aquarius season, or an Aquarius could be involved. I got the Star card in the upright to the Justice in reverse. This Aquarius, whatever you were going through that was unjustified, we need you to realize here that we have taken this burden off of your back. 10 of Wands in reverse, because this person lied and they deceived. Ace of Swords, they stole, they deceived, they did all type of shit. 7 of Swords. So now in the next day, or between the next day and 1 to 30 days, because the Ace of Wands is like a day and the Ace of Cups is like a month. I'm seeing a time span here, 1 to 30 days. You're going to be getting new opportunities. You're going to be healing. You're going to be getting new offers, love offers, community offers. And you got a King of Pentacles in reverse here. Oh, this is the person that's going to be taking these actions, is what they're telling me. Yeah, this could be a Virgo. This person secretly trying to dominate here. They're hiding their true motives. The Hermit and the Emperor Aries, their true motive here is to get to the 9 of Pentacles, which is with you, the High Priestess, Taurus, and they know you'll be able to help them get there. 4 of Swords in reverse, because you're the Empress, and wherever you go, things grow. So now there's some sort of reconciliation here that's coming forth. Spirit says this person left you in the Queen of Pentacles in the past, the last time you invested in them. And now this person seems to have a plan to come towards you, but their priorities weren't, they don't want to share the responsibility of doing the work. So Spirit says don't help their ass. Continue to keep that door closed. 3 of Swords in the reverse. Keep that door closed, honey. We have 53 minutes. Let me see if the spirits got anything. Yeah, continue to work on you. I think that's the major vibes for now. Continue to work on you. Continue to work on your goals. The more action you move to, you let spirit know what you really want. You let spirit know what your value and your worth is. Anything else that we need to know before we wrap up, spirit? Anything else that we need to know before we wrap up? Whatever was going on behind the scenes, dealing with an Aquarius or by Aquarius season, that shit is coming out. Yeah, they gonna try to keep it a secret. It's a secret though. They trying to keep this shit a secret. Somebody feels stupid because some sort of they're imbalanced, Libra. They're imbalanced, communicating reverse because you're not talking to them. This person could be in disbelief about this relationship. This says love, so it's a romantic relationship, and now their mask has been ripped off. Gemini could be significant. This person truly, their feelings are being exposed. Cancer here. And now somebody was looking for a rebirth. This is why they were trying to come into your energy. And this person, they can't hunt. Sagittarius. You don't go out and, what they talk about when they say whatever you can't go out and hunt, you don't eat type thing. I don't know why I got that vibe, but somebody can no longer come after you and consume you because you choose not to deal with them because you know their intentions are bad, Capricorn and Sag, and you're no longer afraid of being able to provide for yourself. Taurus is significant, so maybe in the past you lacked the courage to heal, and now you're more confident. You could have not been as inspired to trust yourself or trust your spirit team because maybe you felt like they wouldn't be kind to you, or maybe you were being unkind, but spirit says you are under protection and you need to remember that. Yeah, people will try to trick you to keep you small, grow in reverse. Yeah, there's something being revealed to you when you sleep. Somebody's trying to trap you in your dreams, trying to take your power. This person could be trying to destroy whatever it is you're creating. They want to take your life, death in reverse. This person's working with your family because they want you to adapt to them being the victor. So you need to follow your instincts because this person's unhappy with the fact that you're being defended. They tried to be patient. I've been picking up on that quite a bit too. They tried to be patient, but try to figure out what you had going on. But this person's cursed now. And the stronger, they know that they need your strength to collaborate with you. They need to collaborate with you for strength. But you refuse to work with them because you know they're being cunning. And nothing's changed from the past. They haven't evolved. This person's full of chaos, okay? Hey, let me close that door. Because it's ugly. It's ugly energy. But yeah, that's what I got, y'all. That's my word, and I'm sticking to it. I pray y'all got something out of this message today. I appreciate you guys for indulging me per usual. And if this message resonates again, don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it can help. And I do have openings. I am a bit perturbed, but we can definitely get in when we fit in. So let's try to shift and move forward for the upcoming quarter two. I'm working on a few things. That's why I said that. So working on a few things, but most definitely looking to get some pre-orders done. Oh, pre-orders going up today, y'all, before I tap out. And also more vibes on Patreon as well. When I say vibes, digital spells, things like that, all the things that you guys enjoy. Okay, so yes, let me know if you need me. I am open for appointments. Click the link in my bio to book. And yes, I love you, I mean it, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me know what y'all think. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.